morning and welcome to the program Perspectives. Perspectives this morning on Invicta 98.9. And this morning we're taking a peep into Nigeria. For some people, we have never had it this bad. And for some people too, it could just turn out to be good times rolling for them. So, choices that we have to make. But again, when we're looking at, what is coming out, it's been so hard on Nigerians. People complained that prices, on the high in our markets, and insecurity again topping the list of concerns, for Nigerians and Nigeria. And of course, again, the economy and the shape it is taking. People are saying more than any other time, it's been that bad. We've had some recessions, okay, but just trying to get out of it, and we find ourselves that things are just not working well. Again, our leadership too has come, on the floor of the house about how leadership is going about solving the issues that's coming out of Nigeria. Remember, and going back to 2015, promises that were made. How well have these promises been kept? Well, people again say that promises can be broken, but again, these were promises that Nigerians rode on. That again, it might just not turn out to be El Dorado, but things would have been better. So we're talking about Nigeria, and one project that is ahead of us, and coming very soon, is the 2023 elections. For some people, it's still a long way to go, but again, pundits would say that it's just close to us, and we must get prepared. But we're talking about Nigerians. Would Nigerians be interested in coming out with to elect people of their choices? Will it be an apathy that we will see in the 2023 elections, or we would see Nigerians coming out in their in their thousands and all of that, because again they want to make their voices heard? These are all some of the issues that we're looking. And for some political analysts too, restructuring is one thing that is coming to the fore now, that more than any other time Nigeria has to and needs to be restructured. But again, how it comes is of concern here. And these and many more we'll be talking about on the program Perspectives. My guest this morning is an in-house one of us here. He's Agbon, presenter, producer of the political program Ground Zero. He's a man that we know also is a peacemaker, and he has a passion for crowd satisfaction. He's Agbon is my guest this morning. He's Agbon, good morning. Glad to have you with us here.
Good morning, Tony. I'm so very happy to be here.
All right. We're on the same turf here. We do the same thing almost on an everyday basis. And that's about talking about Nigeria and the people, and of course, what's happening on the political terrain. For Nigerians, it's coming on very hard on them. And people say it could get better. But what's coming out and what you're seeing, banditry, terrorism, and again, all of that boiling down on security. And of course, recall that when the president came back from his trip, he had, summoned the, security chiefs to have a meeting with them. And the scorecard would just be that they need to do more. For you, and all of this coming out of the Nigerian, nation, 2023, as we look forward to it, are Nigerians really, hopeless about their situation, or that they look forward, to a better Nigeria?
Well, for me, Nigerians look forward to a better Nigeria, though a segment is pushing a narrative that seems to be increasing the level of hopelessness in some segment of the polity. But by and by, Nigerians are optimistic that 2023 is going to be another watershed year in the Nigerian politics, where it would give a pointer or a direction to whether Nigerians are really serious and ready for growth and development, or if Nigerians just want to stagnate themselves. 2023 is that watershed year. And with all that I've seen so far, I believe that, one, the average Nigerian is becoming a little more politically conscious. The average Nigerian is now having that confidence to speak out in spite of the various attempts by some segments to also gag them, whether it is imaginary or real. Now, some Nigerians are coming out to speak out. Then the institutions, some of them are getting strengthened. And another segment believe also that even those institutions that would guarantee progress and development in every sphere in Nigeria, those institutions are also being gagged or being manipulated by a segment of the political class. But by and by, 2023 would be a watershed year for Nigeria.
Going back to, going back into time now, I recall late Bola Ige had come out, when he was looking at how Nigeria was going then, and I said that he was asked about, what he felt about the Nigerian situation, and he said for him now, he does this like sit-down look. He gained that fame then that he was to sit-down look. But again, can Nigerians afford at this time not to participate in the forthcoming elections?
Unfortunately, Nigerians cannot afford to, and this is one thing that I want to encourage every Nigerian. In recent times, people will come and complain about government, shout and all of that. All I'll tell them first, before I engage anybody privately now, first thing I ask them is, are you a registered voter? If they say no, I'll say then there's no basis to continue this discussion. If they say yes, we can go on. Because if you are not a registered voter, you were not even part of the process that brought in anybody. Even at times I'll go forward that I say, okay, why didn't you register? You say, because the system that's so it be. I'll say, if you do not participate, how do you change the system? The system will continue to be as you claim that so it be. And that's on one hand. Then I would also ask everybody, people that I engage with, are you member of a political party? Some will say no, because they work or they are a civil servant, they cannot be. I tell them no. It has been cleared by the courts that even a civil servant can be a member of a political party as long as you do not allow it to in any way influence your official duties and designation. It has been cleared in court. Someone took the government to court and he won. That because our constitution guarantees right to belong to belong to any party. If you refuse as a Nigerian, whether a Nigerian businessman, worker, a civil servant, if you refuse to belong to any political party, what you're doing by act of omission is that you are making available people that are not as smart and good as yourself to be the only ones on board to be selected from. Because if you're a registered voter, yes, you have a right to pick. If you're a member of a political party, then you also belong to the pool of those that can be picked to rule and govern. Now, why a segment of Nigerians want to toe that line of being inclusive, being part of the whole process, many still do that sit-down look attitude, which is not helping them in any way. But the beauty of it is that the number of those that have become politically conscious and strive to belong to, either in selecting or making themselves available to be selected, is increasing. And it's a beautiful thing for our democracy. It's a beautiful thing for our country.
I want to talk about this apathy that Nigerians could have towards the election. Again, the question we ask, why have Nigerians, grown, to feel this way? That let it just happen. My vote, whether it counts or not count. I'm looking at insecurity in this matter now. With people sit at home and cannot sleep with their two eyes closed. People go about their businesses and not sure of getting back home safe. All of this insecurity has come out to be a big problem for Nigerians. So with that situation, banditry, kidnapping, and all of that, how do you guarantee that you'd see Nigerians? And again, I want to talk about Tagri too in our elections too. Yeah. Wouldn't that show face more than any other time? Now that people are so hungry, and of course, an idle mind is said to be the devil's workshop, that people can be used, even to, disrupt the system. And of course, again, this electronic voting that the Nigerians are talking about, all of that, if they're not put in place, how can we guarantee free and fair and credible elections for 2023?
It's all about Nigerians resolving, but everything still boils down to participation. Now, do you know why these thugs can easily come to a polling unit and wreak havoc? Because the number of persons, even in that polling unit, is not much. Normally, when thugs go out to operate, maybe like 5, 10, maximum 15. But do you know that in a community, take for example, a community close to the radio station here, let's say Banawa Primary School, where they have so many polling units during the last election. If you have like 5,000 people coming out to vote, what can 15 people do? If the people turn against the thugs, they will definitely run away. That's on one hand. So lack of participation is creating rooms for some thugs to come and disrupt the election. Then secondly, it's a popular assumption that where you are, you can only rig where you are popular. For those that are not popular in a particular place, it will be very difficult for them to rig. Then secondly, if you are popular in the place, should you even rig? Because you know you would win. So it's a mindset thing. If Nigerians change their mindset, right from those that have been made available to be selected from and those that will select, I'm talking of the voters now, and those to be voted for, if they have a change of mindset and put that Nigerian thing before them first, and I'm sure things will change. Then second, looking at the security situation, yes, the security situation is far from what we desire it to be, but that does not mean we should fold our hands and just lean back, because if we do that, it would continue to increase and it will not in no way go back. Now, how do we go about that? It still boils down to participation. Identify those persons that you believe will be able to deliver on their promises based on their track record, not on their campaign promises, because from experience we have discovered that campaign promises are not things that you can hold any politician by, because some would even tell you, oh, you believe my campaign promises. Some politicians have had ridiculous to say that is politicking. Whatever I promise you, there's politicking, which is very wrong. So Nigerians should be able to track the track record of whoever is making himself available to be voted for, see what he's done in the past, what he's presently doing, and also look at his mindset and what you think or feel he can do for Nigeria. Because I will tell you, sir, for every politician that is brought before us, if sincerely we want to be true to ourselves, we know the good ones from the bad ones. Though sometimes sentiments, selfish sentiments, would make us go vote for who we shouldn't vote for. But most Nigerians know the good ones from the bad ones.
I want to take you on that, because again, I want to talk about the trust, of people to people. They come out to vote for, to represent them. Nigerians this day may have lost, this confidence in the people they have asked to go represent them, because of course all that is showing, and we also know now that there's hunger in the land, people are suffering, and yet your representatives are doing well and living large. So this trust, deficit,
That's why I love Nigeria. Sincerely, I love Nigeria, because you see, since the NSAS that happened, many younger Nigerians are becoming conscious now. The last time I checked on the data of those that have newly registered to be voters, they said a very large percentage of those that have registered are the youths. I think about 2.94 million youths recently, that was like 2 weeks ago when I checked, registered to vote. Now, this generation of young Nigerians that are coming into play would not have the mindset of the middle generation and the old generation that believed in money politics, because one, this new generation of Nigerians have the opportunity of seeing how it's done elsewhere, have the opportunity of knowing that even they, as young persons, you can imagine if some countries in the world, developed countries in the world, have very young persons as their president, they are beginning to see that yes, they have the number, they have the experience, they have the knowledge also to be able to rule. Though our constitution has not reduced it to that level where someone in his 30s can be our president, but at least they'll start from somewhere, because if they have many more young persons in our legislature, they'll be able to change things. Now, talking about those in the legislature already, how many of them can confidently go to their villages without moving around with thugs and policemen? Not many. Very soon campaigns will come. At that time, how many of their thugs and policemen or soldiers can they move around with? Not many too. By the time it gets to voting, I am sure there is going to be a change in the voting pattern of Nigerians in 2023. And that has already started by the kind of persons that are getting involved in politics and by some of the narratives that we see every day, both online and offline. The narratives is gradually changing. Nigerians, yes, many of them are tired. Also, many of them desire and seek for change. And we all know that change is the only constant thing in life.
I'm talking about here, not sounding pessimistic. People ask the question, that can Nigeria hold? With the way we're going about it now, agitations here and there, people demanding that, that they are represented, the negative pounding that Nigeria is receiving today. And of course, more than any other time, people talk about the religious divides, the religious divides that we have, all, playing out and playing loud into the Nigerian politics. And the question, that some people ask that, can it hold?
Nigeria can continue to hold, but the need for everybody to sit down and discuss is very, very vital and important, because that's the only thing that would point us in the direction of growth and development. Because the world over, it's unfortunate that the military foisted the constitution on us and also put in place some clauses that would make it so difficult for us to do any form of adjustment that would help in the growth and development of Nigeria. Because first, is there anything wrong in anybody saying, let's sit down and talk? There's nothing wrong in it. It's when someone says, let's sit down and talk, and you constantly and continuously refuse to sit and talk. That's when the person may tend to want to go violent, which we do not desire, we do not pray for, but sadly it's already happening. There's no need for us to shy away from it. We need to sit and talk as Nigerians, and that sitting and talking would help us to grow and develop. What the military gave to us, yes, they say we the people, but who are the people? Some 50, 60, 70 people that we are selected by the military? No, we have a democracy now. They should have, if truly and sincerely the military had the love of Nigeria in their heart of heart, they should have put in place the possibility of making adjustments to the constitution a little bit easier. Because as it stands now, until all of the state house of, first of all, the lower and upper chambers will sit, they'll take it to all the state house of assembly, to third of the state house of assembly must agree, and all of it's it's very, very hectic and cumbersome. And this is the reason why some segments feel that the constitution is designed to work against them. Yes, maybe that was a limit of the wisdom of the persons that were put together by the military to write this document we use as a constitution now. Yes, that may be the limit of their wisdom. Now that we are in a democracy and we have, let it be all more encompassing. Let everybody look all over the world. Let's look at all the great nations of the world. They are majorly ethnic national nations. Ethnic national nations. Look at Ireland, Irish. They broke away from UK. Northern Ireland, they broke away. Northern and Southern broke away based on religious divide. The Northern are Catholic, the Southern are Anglicans. The same religion now. So what is wrong with people sitting down and say, okay, now, based on our ethnic peculiarity, our tribal peculiarity, our religious peculiarity, this is how we would like to be in this union. There's nothing wrong with it. Take, for example, there was a time that Osun State recognized traditional African religion. Even up to now, they celebrate the Egungun festival, the traditional African religion festival, along with the Islamic festivals and the Christian festivals. They celebrate all in Osun State. And of course, we cannot totally take out a little friction and crisis, but they seem to be living in peace. Unlike in the past, where when it's time for the traditional worshippers to do their celebration, some segment will come out with machetes and call girls to chase them around. No, the state government said no. They all have a right to be in this state. They all have a right to practice their religion. If you want to woo them, show them the beauty and love of your religion, but not for you to stand up and take the role of God and condemn their traditional African religion. No. So now, expanding it to Nigeria, there's nothing wrong with us all sitting down. If, take for example, I am from Edo State, palm wine is something I love so much, and if I decide that palm wine is something I want to take as a normal thing, shouldn't be a crime. Someone else from another state that palm wine is abhorrent to in his state, can also say, no, I don't want this in my state. Let us sit and properly agree on this thing so that there will not be any friction. So whenever I'm going to that state where palm wine is not allowed, I will know before even moving that, no, that place, I cannot go near palm wine. If someone is coming to my state and the person does not feel comfortable with it, he will know beforehand that if you go to Ekpoma, where palm wine is loved, you have to condone them because it's their way of life. Once we sit down and agree on our terms of being together, there will be no friction in Nigeria. Everybody will know their limits and their boundaries and will respect our limits and boundaries. That way, Nigeria can only but go in one direction, which is up and not down.
The program is Perspectives, and it's coming to you on Invicta. And this morning, we're looking at the Nigerian state, or to say the state of the nation, where the state is receiving so many poundings, and these poundings are going the negative way, and of course threatening the union as it is now. But again, that we can get over it, we can get on top of it. Our thoughts that my guest Ehis Agbon is sharing with us this morning. We come back after this break.
Perceptions could change. Opinions can be formed with more and accurate information. Get all sides, views, and opinions on topical issues. Have your say on Perspectives. With Twin Alabi at 9 a.m. Mondays to Fridays on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives. All sides, all views, all individuals are welcome.
Welcome back. We are on the program Perspectives and looking at Nigeria as it stands today. There's so many concerns that we have about our union, so to say, and what can be done and what must urgently be done about giving everyone a sense of confidence to be part of this union. And he's sharing thoughts with us. He's Agbon, presenter, producer of the political program Ground Zero. He's a peacemaker, and of course, again, knowing that he's a peacemaker, you can get that he would want for this union to hold. He also has a passion for crowd satisfaction, and
yes, sir.
We're doing all of that now. I'll take you back.
Yes, sir.
2019 elections, we had the third force, and the third force then were vibrant young men and women. I recall that former President Olusegun Obasanjo had called for a third force too, and again believing that the young can and vibrant can make a meaning into the Nigerian situation. But again, it fizzled out. It did not make any meaning. It was not given a chance, so to say. And we're coming back, gradually inching towards another election. And again, the third force. And I'm looking at the third force, even when we had the one before 2019. This suspicion, can you have a third force where a suspicion amongst the regions, the religion and all of that, and why the third force could be a problem and may not be able to hold as Nigeria stands today?
Yes, the Nigerian political class is one, extremely very divided. Then two, unfortunately, we have quite a large percentage of them not truly and sincerely having the love for the growth and development of Nigeria at heart. Because first, when we are talking about politics, we should remove that attitude of do or die in it, one. Then secondly, even those that had even constituted that third force, I would say we are just extract from the normal average Nigerian politician that discovered that he does not have a place in any of the two leading parties and decided to come together and form a third force. And unfortunately, they couldn't hold. Now, who were those that were part of the third force that even before it started already had issues? Oilola was there, Jerry Garner was there, Donald Duke, some other key politicians that just came out of other political parties trying to form the third force. Now, what was their ideology? I can't recall they had any, other than they just want to be a group of persons that will take over power. Until, one, we have ideology-driven politics in Nigeria, the issue of political alignment will still be at the whims and caprices of anybody. If I come to Party A and I discover that I have not been given space, I quickly rush to Party B before they conclude their primaries. If Party B still cannot sort me out, I quickly run to Party D. At times, there are instances where strange persons will come with so much resources, come to a political party, and that person that had already been elected in their primaries would have to step down for this person because he's coming with resources and political capital, which shouldn't be. And the third force that we are talking about that we hope may come into place to help out should be made up of younger Nigerians that cuts across all facets of life, professionals, non-professionals, people from different parts of the country and all of that. They are the ones that can actually constitute a true and real third force. But is there really a need for a third force? For me, I don't think so. But what I would rather suggest is that those that have not been part of politics and participating effectively in active politics should go get registered and be members of political parties so that they can also struggle to be part of the political process.
Well, again, we're looking at a situation where, as we are today, dissatisfaction, disaffection, coming into the polity, and of course, that has led, to, some members of the union or part of the union say they want to go their separate ways. IPOB is an issue. These are people, indigenous people of Biafra. They want their way out of this union. The Southwest demanding for an Oduduwa Republic, and of course, what is standing and what is holding is the North, not coming out very strongly to put a position to all of that. But again, even from the North, voices are coming out that it has to do with sit down and talk about why we all can be in this union. But when you still have this, agitations and people who are very strong on separation, could it make any meaning, and to elections coming up in 23? Would this, also be a strong force to elections of 2023?
Definitely, it will be a very strong force. Because now, how is it going to be a very strong force? First, for those from the Southeast, if IPOB decides to align with a particular political party, be sure that that political party will definitely clear all the votes in the Southeast. Because whether we like it or not, IPOB as a group is gradually attaining a cult image. And so many people, maybe out of just love for it, or out of fear, or whatever, would readily and easily want to align with IPOB because they feel that IPOB will protect whatever they stand for and whatever they desire. IPOB will get them a better deal. Now, if we go to the Southwest, whatever the Oduduwa Nation group, whichever political party they decide to align with, will most likely also have a field day. If we come to the North now, yes, the North does not clearly have a group agitating for separation, but the North should also not play the ostrich because the Middle Belt have been coming out vocally to say that they are the Middle Belt and does not want to be categorized amongst the Northwest, North Central, and Northeast, but rather wants to also stand out as a stand-alone group. Yes, they've been vocal about it. They've not taken the militant stance that the Southwest Oduduwa Nation or the Southeast IPOB group have taken. But that does not mean that they still cannot take such position. Now, the reason why we all should not shy away from the fact that this group also have a say is the fact that now, look at any time that they call out for maybe a protest or call out for sit-at-home and all of that. See how people, whether out of fear or out of love, would obey. And these are the two sentiments that can sway votes in any region: love or fear. Those are the two sentiments. If people love you so much, they'll come and vote for you. If people are afraid of what you may do to them if you do not support them, they may come and vote for you. Or they may decide not to even vote for someone else. Even if they don't vote for you, they won't come out to vote at all. So knowing that these sentiments are strong in our nation, we should look at how we as a nation should harness all these sentiments so that it should not just be diverted in the direction of regional love, but let it be national love. And how can that be done? It's taking us back to the start of point, sitting down and discussing how we want to sit and live together as Nigeria. Because even all of those that are agitating for their regions or groups, in their heart of hearts, still know that there is strength in number. So if we can sit down, discuss, and decide how we want it done. Severally, you see people come and say, but we have a National Assembly. Well, to a large segment, me inclusive, I believe our National Assembly, yes, we elected them, but the military set them up for us to elect. Because if we had a constitution that was all-encompassing and gave maybe an opportunity to those that do not belong to that particular class of military Democrats, that's my coinage. If we are given the opportunity to easily select people that don't belong to that group, I'm sure we may not have this set of persons in our legislature. And whether we like it or not, until we have a strong, vibrant, and independent legislature, the executive would always want to take the people for a ride. It's their DNA. It's how they are configured. That's why we have the legislature to act as checks and balance for the executives.
Well, we'll take it to the public space now, and let's get your thoughts too on how we're coming with staying together as a people and a nation. Numbers to call to be part of it: 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989, 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Toalavi.
Good morning.
Mr. Hayes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm to Engineer Emmanuel. I think Hayes have done justice to the topic you brought, Mr. Toalavi. For me, Engineer Emmanuel, let me put my own input, state of the nation. You know, yesterday, Mr. President still made another promise that he did not want to leave office as a failure. But let me remind him, or let's remind Nigeria, the statement of Mr. President when he was not in the pitch. He said that if he's given the mantle of leadership, issue of insecurity will be things of the past, less than 3 months. I stand to be corrected. This is almost 7 years now. Are we having insecurity or not? Is the thing at the height or not? Agitation that this administration, is it in the increase or in the positive? Often make this statement: when there is no fairness, equity, and justice, but when everybody is being carried along, being fair, they should. But now the issue of insecurity, that is where I'm even more concerned. For me, the federal government, they have property because that's their first primary responsibility.
We're having problems with the line there, Emmanuel. But again, I'm sure we got the trust of where you're going. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Toalavi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hayes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Family. My name is Musa Bala.
All right, Musa.
Thank you very much. The president said that he don't want to live as a failure. I say, Amin, Ya Allah. He's not going to fail. He has not failed. Judging by the type of country he inherited from previous leaders that have failed us. When the president took over power, our soldiers were at the defensive. They have never launched attacks to the extent that they are not only at the defensive, but they were forced to run to neighboring countries. Civil girls were abducted. So many things happened. About 14 local governments under their control. Under this president, almost all civil girls were free. All local governments were free. And now we see the terrorists, Boko Haram, as secondary. We have seen the terrorists, Boko Haram, being killed every day. And we have seen infrastructure development everywhere. Those people that are complaining of one-sided appointment never complain of one-sided development in Nigeria. Despite that they have development, the independence of Nigeria, they are still complaining of one-sided appointment. And the previous appointment have been good for them. And for the issue of where
Mr. Bala, still having problems with the lines there. Okay, but we'll manage.
Hello.
Let me take this one before we come back.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Peters is calling from Kakuri.
Peters.
Please, you see, Nigeria need to elect somebody a young person who is active. Because Nigeria keep on electing old people, which their body is no longer active. You see, someone like Goodluck Jonathan, it's okay if we can get some young people. Okay, you see, President Muhammadu Buhari, when he won the election, he was not okay. His body was not okay. He had to go for treatment. We all know how long it took him. It took him to take a treatment before he came back, and he still continue. All this thing is money. All this thing is affecting Nigeria. Nigeria needs somebody who is young, somebody who can rule the country. We should not be electing somebody who is old.
All right, Peters. Well, the question may be asked. Now, let me come from the rear with Peters, old and young.
Yes.
I do not know where he's getting that from, but again, he wants young people to come on board. But again, democracies that we've seen all over the world, it's not about age.
Yes, it's not about age. Take for example, would we say the president of the US is young? No, he's not.
No.
Is Trump young? No, he's not. Would we say Boris Johnson is young? No, he's young. Angela Merkel, is she young? No, she's not. Yes, we desire that we have young people. There should be both a mix of young and old in all of it, because of course, there are some young presidents in the world that have done this.
Would it be fair too to say you just cut the old ones out?
It's not even possible. Okay. It's not possible. The old must mentor the young. It's a must. But the old should also realize too that the young must be given a space. Because the cry and agitation, why the Nigerian case is peculiar, is that the constitution has even pegged it in such a way that some younger persons cannot even aspire to be president, cannot even aspire to be senator, which to me, I don't think is the best. Generally, if you can vote, they should be able to vote for you now. If we peg it at maybe 21, now your life experiences naturally will screen you out. When people check, because whether we like it or not, some of these very young people that we think are not smart, they are extremely smart. By looking at your record and looking at you, they will know if you can deliver or not deliver. But we still need to work on the psyche of everybody, right? From the young and the old. The young should aspire for greater offices. The old should also, like he said in the North, dagger kafa for the young. Lift, give them elbow room, allow them some space too, because that's the only way they can even learn. And the old should also know that they can't be there forever. And if they exclude the young, the day they eventually step out, the young will come in without experience. So carry them along and all of that. Everybody must be carried along. It's not, leadership or rulership is not an exclusive reserve for any age group or category. So young, aspire for greater office. Elderly, please train the younger ones to be able to step in.
And then Musa Bala too, well, we didn't get more of the gist, but we're concerned about whether Barry, does not want to leave office as a failure. He showed his concern here that Buhari had, made some past marks here and there.
Yeah. Everybody have their own opinion. Everybody can be their own individual judge. But I pray that in 2023, when President Buhari is going out, once we look at the record or the scorecard, we should be able to score him adequately, whether he passed or he failed. We can't be in the studio here and be that judge. Nigerians will be the judge.
Okay. And Engineer Emmanuel was coming, fairness, equity, and justice will be for the debtor society.
Yes, that is just the key word. Fairness, equity, justice. Once all of those are on the table, no Nigerian will agitate for. No Nigerian will be dissatisfied with what we presently have, and that is what I would also want to also lead and encourage the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. That's what I would want to plead and beg for them, because it is the level of it is what we dish out. It's the same measure that we dish out that will be measured also too. So we should play fair with Nigerians. We should give everybody the opportunity to be part of part of what is happening in the nation. Take, for example, these agitations, like we keep going back to, once there's fairness, equity, and justice, these agitations won't even come up. And even when they come up, it is just for us to realign and reposition and reset. And at the end of the day, Nigeria will be better for it.
All right, let's take and squeeze in a call. We'll bring it to a close. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tony.
Good morning.
Good morning to Mr. Hicks.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for doing justice to the topic. I'm Francis calling.
All right, Francis.
Thank you. I am of opinion that the foundation of the nation is faulty, and what makes it faulty is the constitution. If Nigerians in this democratic dispensation cannot be able to abolish the military imposed constitution, I don't think we will ever get it right. No matter who will be on that seat, we cannot get it right, because the constitution has so many vacuums and conspiracies against certain people. So we have to first and foremost fight for the abolition of that constitution. And coming to the statement of our president yesterday, that he will not leave office as a failure. As a Nigerian, to be frank with you, he has failed me. And,
that's a personal opinion here.
I said he has failed me. That's what I said. I didn't say for Nigerians. I said myself.
Yes.
Because I realized that before he came to power and he promised he's going to end the security in 3 months, insecurity was only in Northeast, in few states of Northeast. But today, here in Kaduna and down south, every part of this country are facing insecurity, hunger, hardship, and so many other things. When is he going to fix all these ones that have resurrected in his tenure? But definitely has failed me. Thank you.
Okay, well, again,
yes,
his opinion there.
Though he clarified that it is his personal opinion and it is his own personal scorecard to himself.
Yes, I know.
No problem.
It didn't come for one man.
Yes, it didn't come for one man, and just the way that you feel. So I'm sure millions of others feel otherwise. Even Musa Bala said it. So, for other aspects that you mentioned, yes, we know that some of these things are beyond Nigeria as a nation. Don't forget that oil prices crashed, which is a major factor in what comes to the table for Nigerians to eat. Let me use our local language. So we cannot in totality put every blame on him. Though, of course, who is at the head of the table will take all the shots. But in sincerity, we cannot say he solely. What about other aspects of governance and leadership that is not the exclusive preserve of the president? Do we want to blame the president for those ones too? The gutters that are dirty, some of the local government roads and paths that are not made, it's not the president's job. Every level of government have things that is reserved for them. Do we also want to exonerate the legislature that is not holding the executive accountable? Many of these things we'll look into, but like you said, he made promises. He's not been able to meet up with those promises from your own judgment. So, to me, it's a work in progress. There's so much for the president to do. He may not have done all that he said he would do, but it's not as if he's not doing anything. That's my unfair judgment that I'll give to him. But all said and done, until 2023, we never can really, in finality, pass a judgment on the performance of the president.
And that may just be, where we draw the curtains this morning on Perspectives. I'd like to thank you so much, Ahis Agmo.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Perspectives for today. Ahis Agmo, producer, presenter of Ground Zero, another political program, peacemaker with a passion for crowd satisfaction, our guest this morning. And it's all about Nigeria and all about the Nigerian people too. That together we can make it work. I'd like to thank my colleague Job Daniel for connecting with the people, and the Wisdom for putting us in the pictures. We'll come back with Perspectives on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.